What's up guys, Manny from Motomillion, and it's new shoe day for this RSV4. You guys might be familiar with this ultra dark RSV4 1100 factory. It's 650's very own RSV4. Once he saw what we did with his speed white RSV4 that he gave away and named Grape Ape because it had those wonderful purple wheels and much more, he wanted us to do a little bit of a Motomillion touch on this motorcycle over here without raising it back to the stock height. And you guys might be familiar also with these boxes. These are BSTs, but you might not be familiar with what's inside because these are the brand new BST wheels. The box is already open because we do vlog videos, guys, and on the vlog videos I show you guys behind the scenes look here at Motomillion. I already unboxed these on that video. If you haven't seen it, go check out our vlogs. We publish one every Sunday. But you guys are here for the wheels. Let me show it to you. These are the brand new StarTEK Carbon Fiber Wheels by BST. And let's see what's new about them. And carbon wheels always plays mind tricks, guys, because every time I grab one, I don't expect them to be so light, and when you handle them, it's like, wow, these are lightweight. So what's new? I'll tell you this, BST logo has changed. This is a brand new BST logo that's on it. It's got that 5-spoke throwing stars design that I love. I think this is the prettiest wheel that BST has done so far. I love the look. It reminds me of the new Ducati Performance wheels that are coming out for the new Panigale V4s and the Street Fighter V4s that are double-sided swing arm. It looks very much like this, but the spokes are double spokes. I actually prefer this. This looks really, really cool. And I bet you they're very, very light. We're gonna weigh them in a second. Let me grab that rear wheel, guys, because I wanna show you there is some changes, and let me know if I'm wrong, but BSTs or carbon wheels usually don't have this hub area just like this. Just like you see the rotor carrier here, it usually always had a piece over here. Not the sprocket carrier, but where it attaches was always CNC machined aluminum. In this case, look at this chunk of carbon right here. This is all one piece. I bet you this has added strength benefits and weight benefits, because don't forget, the more continuous carbon fiber weave you have, the stronger the wheel will be. And also, I guess, carbon is lighter than metal, in this case aluminum, so it's going to be lighter as well, but the weight will tell. It's been a while that if I've handled a carbon fiber dual-sided swing arm wheel, because the single-sided swing arm wheels are pretty light, but I'm sure these are going to be light as well. So what's the plan today? We plan on putting some tires on this and installing it on this RSV4, but don't worry, the gold theme is going to carry over, maybe not today, but we've ordered some vinyl that matches that gold, and we're going to fix some of the gold on the spike because there's gold here around the winglets. That is not really gold, it looks like a mustard color. There's so many different golds on this bike, and once we get that vinyl, we could actually clean these areas up as well, and so have more matching gold on the bike. So you have to stay tuned for what design we come up with, because we're partnering up with Nicholas at Auto Laboratory. He came to take a look at the bike yesterday, and he mentioned we're going to make some templates, and then we're going to have them computer cut, so every single piece that goes on will be the exactly same. Enough talking, let's get to the weighing station, because I can't weigh it on here. We're going to weigh it on the concrete right behind the camera so that we get a proper weight, and then we'll do some YouTube magic, put some tires on it, then it'll be time to install them on this beautiful ultra dark RSV4. Well, we're on solid concrete floor because our plastic flooring flexes a little bit. That throws off the numbers. We want to be as consistent and as proper as possible. So here you go. The scale is zeroed out. Let's put the front wheel, and it just reset itself. Let's put it to mode pounds. It has the spacer on it. Let's go. The front wheel is at 6 pounds, 6.10 pounds. So it's not 6 pounds, 10 ounces, guys. It's 6.10 pounds right here. So let's get the rear wheel on. And as it is with every other dual-sided swing arm wheel that you get from BST, you have the wheel, right? This is the rear wheel. And then you have your sprocket carrier and your cush drives as well. I'm going to just rest it on top of it here. And the rear wheel is weighing in at 9.04 pounds. So in total, the front and rear wheel are weighing 15.1.4 pounds. We're going to take the tires off the stock wheels that we have. It won't be the gold ones, but we have black wheels here, which are the same exact wheels that came off a factory bike as well. It's the OEM forged wheels. We know the Aprilia wheels are very light from the factory with the factory models. Our tires are mounted on the BST StarTEK wheels. Before we get into installing them, let's get some wheel weights out of the way, because I know some of you guys are watching this video to probably see how much weight you could save off your wheels. These are not the wheels that come on the RS34 1100 factory. These are if you're running a tonneau, because the wheels fitment in terms of the RS34 and tonneau are the same. So these are what comes on a tonneau V4, and if V4 factory has cast wheels, I believe these are cast. These are whatever they are, they're heavier than the factory wheels that are on the RSV4s, because those are forged wheels. So let's do the weight measurements right real quick. The front wheel is 8.5 pounds. And the rear wheel is a heavy chunky one. The rear wheel is 16.6 pounds. And in total that makes them 25.1 pounds. Which is quite heavy. So if you have a tonneau and you're looking to save weight, obviously you could run the forged wheels from an RSV4 1100 factory, or you could jump onto the BST wheels, the StarTEK being the newest one of them all. So if you're running a tonneau V4 1100 factory, these are the wheels you get, so 26.1 pounds, which is quite heavy. You could obviously run the RSV4 forged wheels if you want. Will save you a chunk of weight, but if you're wanting to run carbon wheels, the BST StarTEK wheels, as you saw, weigh 15.04 pounds in total. And that's with all the hardware, right? Hardware meaning we had the valve stems on, we had our sprocket carrier on, and we had our spacers on as well. So you're saving 11 pounds from rotating mass of the bike. That is an insane amount. And I think maybe that's why the RSV4s also feel much more nimble than a tonneau V4. They don't include the carrier. The carrier actually weighs quite a bit. As you can see, it's 12.88 pounds in total. So today, on the Ultra Dark, we're gonna be saving over 5 pounds of weight off the rotating mass. That's a huge positive. Let's get the wheels on the bike, and then we'll see how they look. I know you're excited to see the wheels. I am excited to see them on the bike as well, even though it doesn't have the gold touches. We got to get the sprocket onto the carrier, because all of these wheels come with a specific carrier. These are actually much lighter than the factory ones that are on the bike, which is a part of the weight savings. But when you run a sprocket carrier on your OZ Racing, Marchesini, Cormoto, or BST wheels, you need an aftermarket specification rear sprocket, and that's where something like this comes into play. We have them with Sita branded ones. We have also the Superlight and the Vortex ones as well, if you wish to get any of those. But we must change this, so we got to put the sprocket onto the carrier, and then we'll torque everything down. Then we'll start removing the stock stuff off the bike in terms of the wheels, because we got to reuse the rear rotors and also the front rotors and the ABS rings, and then we'll see everything go back together. So less talking, more working. Let's get those BSTs on the bike. Just like that, the rear wheel is on. Even without the magic of YouTube, it wasn't too hard. All I got to do is to put on the bolts for the rear wheel and the ABS sensor, install my sprocket carrier, and slide the wheel on. The rear caliper design make it much easier, and if you guys realize, this is a new generation RSV4 1100 factory, and for you Aprilia RSV4 gurus, yes, this bike has an underslung setup. It's not running a race brake setup. This is a road ABS setup, and we have this caliper bracket that we have designed in part with my good buddy Matthew Walker over at Emesco in England. It makes that rear wheel change super easy. I just lifted the wheel out and put this one back in, and also our chain adjusters that we have on here makes it super easy that we don't have to mess with chain tension as long as we're keeping the same size as sprocket. When I look at it, I mean, I missed the gold, don't get me wrong, but this kind of looks stealth right now, and don't worry, we're gonna put more gold on the wheels as soon as that wrap that we picked shows up at my good buddy Nicholas's shop, and then we're gonna do some sort of a design on it to make sure this ultra dark still has some gold, and we're gonna fix some of the other golds too. And I want to remind you guys, just like every other video, all the products that we use on our videos will be linked in the description below. So if you have any questions or need any help, don't also hesitate to ask us. Let me get to the front wheel because I want to see if there is one surprise part that I can install while we're in the front. But you can be sure if that doesn't work out, the BSTs are going on. Well, this was our surprise part, the caliper cooling ducts that we have for Ducatis. It doesn't work. I mean, I could cut this place open a little bit and do it, but I think we might save that for our tonneau build. Cat's out of the bag. Maybe these will go on the tonneau, but I don't feel like cutting carbon fiber right now because we're putting carbon fiber wheels on this bike. Here it is, guys, the RSV4 1100 factory ultra dark. Just got a little darker because we removed the factory gold wheels and put these BST StarTEK wheels, especially in the studio where they don't get direct light. It looks pretty dark with the wheels, but don't worry, we have some gold wrap on the way. As soon as they arrive, we're going to be applying some gold color to them, so stay tuned for that. Also, this kicks off the start of this build with the RSV4. This is 650 Eve's very own RSV4 1100 factory. We want to take it up a notch and make it deserve the Motomillion name that we're going to give it, and we want to install a full exhaust. It has a slip-on right now, and do as much of the details as possible as we would like to do on this RSV4. The bike's been here to develop that underslung caliper setup. That's been long done. We even installed it on our tonneau V4 as well. But I think this is pretty much it for this episode, guys. The wheels are looking great. We'll get some pretty shots outside when the weather permits so that you guys can see what it looks like under the sunlight. And I also want to take this time to mention to some of you guys that a lot of you guys are watching these videos, but not a lot of you guys are subscribed. It'd make us very happy if you could hit that subscribe button. That way you'll be notified whenever new videos are uploaded as well. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. Until next time, guys, have a good one.